getting ready to go to Costco today. My makeup today, I thought I would show you just like my own personal compact, what I would use every day. Today I just thought I'd show you doing with one brush. I do already have my eyebrows done, so this is our brow wax and brow powder. That's what I did my eyebrows with. Here is my foundation and my bronzer. And lip and cheeks, illuminators, eyeshadows, powders, everything you need right in the palm of your hand. And this is what I use to do my makeup. Foundation with the brand I use is called Saint. The foundation serves as my moisturizer, primer, color corrector, concealer, highlight, and contour. That all is done in just these 3 little steps. So the first thing I do, and this is called my blush and bronzer brush. This gives me light coverage, light to medium, but more on the light side. First thing I'm doing is the darkest color, which for me is called Indigo. You can comment here for a color match. I do have a new hostess with her own to her link if you want to try any of the makeup. But you can get a color match anyway, like no pressure to buy it. If you just want to have a look and you're just curious about it, or if you just have any questions, you want to ask me any questions, go ahead and ask questions on this video, or you can always just send me a private message. I'm open for a chat anytime. So the first step I'm doing is called my contour. And you can see how I didn't put foundation on first, because my contour is my foundation. You're going to see this trend all over TikTok, but we've been doing it for 5 years now. The Saint brand has been doing the TikTok trends for years, and it's finally catching on in the rest of the beauty world. And everybody's talking about how you do all your foundation in one layer now, instead of like layering up concealers and contours and all of that. You do it all in one layer. I'm like, yeah, that's what we've been trying to tell you. So you don't get that cake face anymore. You get a really nice natural airbrushed makeup. Jeepers. So this color for me is called Mango. I will match you with 3 colors for your foundation. We'll do a contour color, we'll do a color correcting and concealing color, which is what I'm using now, and then we'll do a brightening highlight. And that's how you're going to get the 3D effect that you're going to see me show here. Sometimes the sunlight is a bit of a pain. Any discoloration, age spots, darkness under the eyes. Mango is an orange color, so for a lot of you I'll recommend maybe amber or mango or sandy for this step, if you're really to help camouflage those dark spots. So that's why we do 3 colors. Some of them are a little bit darker, and then some of them are a little bit lighter, so you can get that camouflaged effect. My brightest color I like to put on the corner of my eye, pointing upward on my temple like that. And then I like to swipe it down the side of my nose and kind of on the inner corner of my eye. And then whatever is left on your brush, you can sweep it and blend it in. I'm saving time, saving money, saving cake face. By doing this technique, I just use my nice cream makeup brushes and blend it into the skin as I go, because then you can get a better feel for how much you need. Okay, so nice and airbrushed. This is in Natural Sunlight. Okay, now I'm going to take my bronzer next, right here. This is kind of going to go like on top of where I put my contour. In that semicircle around my eye, and then I'll blend my bronzer down on my neck. All one compact, no more digging in my makeup bag for all that dusty old expired makeup that you never use, right? Hi, Levi. Hi. To YouTube. Now I'm taking my fluffy brush and giving that a blend. You could have just applied it with your fluffy brush if you wanted to. Next, I'm doing a little bit of blush. So even if we have like red cheeks that we're trying to camouflage, you still want to bring, most of the time if you have redness, it's going to be on the apples of your cheeks. Where you want to put your blush, if you want to avoid like a flushed face look. Now, if you're kind of more youthful and looking for more of that youthful flush, you can go on your apples. But for a lot of us more mature makeup users, we want to really lift the face. So I like to put my blush really almost up on my temples. It's a little bit of, we kind of get like reliving our trauma from the 80s and 90s when, you know, Barbie blush was brought way up high like this. But a lot of that is, we're starting to realize that those trends had their reasons. And really it lifts and flatters the face when we do put our blush up a little bit high on the temple like that. It brings a warmth and brightness and color to the face, which for me is what I want from my makeup. What I want from my makeup is not so much coverage. I don't want like a masking, full globby coverage effect. What I want from my makeup is a little bit of lift and a little bit of color. Color is the main thing for me. Because I have a very kind of grayish complexion. I'm in that phase of my life where I have young children, we're missing sleep. I'm losing volume in my face. Everything's kind of dragging down and looking tired and droopy. So for me, I want a little bit of lift and a little bit of color to my, so I'm just going to use my orangey highlight color because orange will help color correct. So one of my favorite things to do with my contour, the same color that I used on my face, is to do a little smudge around the lip line. Just a nice subtle little, see how that did that for me. Now I'm taking my color Ruby, is the same color that I put on my cheeks. It looks really bright. This is Ruby. It looks really bright, but you can see when I put it on and blended it out, it can go really sheer and subtle too. You can build it up and do as much or as little. Take Sadie, which is a nude color glass, and dab that on top. That's the color I've been wearing lately. This is just my everyday go-to colors. They're called Chandelier, and I love the combination of Ruby and Chandelier together. I think they look really pretty together. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my finger, and it's going on what I call the blade of my cheek. So you want to be sparing with illuminator, especially, again, like I said, if you're over 25, over 30. I'm 36, everybody, so I should be saying like more so like if you're over 35, because that's where I am. I don't want a whole lot of glitter on my cheeks. Like, I certainly don't want my cheeks to be shining. You don't want to look like a strobe light. You don't want to look like a disco ball for, you know, every day. Now, if you do want to, then go ahead. Because if I see you out at Costco looking like a disco ball, I'm going to give you a big high five. Because I love the Glammy Glam makeup. But for most people, you're just going to want to hit that blade of your cheek, as I call it, and it's just going to give you a little bit something special to look at. Because I don't like to use my foundation brush for my powder because it kind of gets it powdery, right? So I'm picking up, it's still in the same compact, picking up some of that Vanilla Dust powder. What our powder does, it's kind of like, it's not that powdery, it's kind of like a blotting tissue. Kind of just takes away a little bit of the shine, but it doesn't really give you, like, it's not a baking powder. It doesn't really give you a super makeup-y powdery look, but it just takes away a little bit of the shine. And you can see under the eye how it can help de-emphasize a little bit of the color and texture that's still left there. So powder's totally optional, but I've been using it lately. I think I use it more so in the winter than in the summer. In the summer, we don't tend to do real powdery makeup. So side of the nose, out toward the corner of the eye, and then I'll do it, especially if I have any breakouts on my chin, I'll do a little powder around my chin and my mouth. Now you don't want this piling up, like you don't want powder to kind of be hanging out in your creases. You want it to be almost like nothing. It's almost like I said, a blotting tissue, more so just absorbing a little bit of the moisture, not so much like leaving a powdery residue on your face. And then I'll show you it for my eyebrows. By the way, I used this brush, just in case you wanted to know. That's called the line brush. And now this brush is on sale. I'm going to do a little bit of eyeshadow. This one is on the Demi tab of our website, and it's called the Blur Brush. And I'm going to use it for eyeshadow. It's very much like our eyeshadow brush, but it's called the Blur Brush. And I normally just for every day, I have an eyeshadow duo. I usually just wear 2 eyeshadow shades every day, a little bit of a matte color in my crease, and a little bit of shimmer color on my lid. And of course, you'll see me often doing more glam looks and stuff too, but this is just my everyday makeup palette. You can see how Lullaby is good for anybody. Anybody can wear a Lullaby. I recommend it to people a lot. Shadow as an alternative to eyeliner. So sweeping that under my lower lash line as well. Lullaby. Or you can take a little bit of a shimmer, and this one is called Hot Chocolate. I'm just going to put that shimmer right on my lid. Warm. So I like to wear Hot Chocolate with butterscotch a lot, or I can also wear it with Lullaby like this. Yeah, here in a sec. I'll see you soon. Shine bright.